How's it going, Lone Riders? What about a mini tank bag? So my name's Andrew. I'm the industrial designer at Lone Rider. We make products for adventure riding, and this video or these videos that we produce are just to get feedback from you guys and make the products better. It's kind of like a loop from the community back into the design process, and these ideas that we get we put back into the products. So if you see anything in this video that you think you'd prefer or something like that, leave it in the comments. I do read them. And yeah, let's just jump into the mini tank bag and have a look. So we have been developing a larger tank bag. It's about 9.5, 10 liters, depending on the lid there. And this was designed based on all the feedback from you guys. And that's in manufacture now, and that's about to be released. And if you have seen in a few of our videos, I have made also a very small one, a smaller one. And the idea there is it's just, well, that city trip. So all you need is your everyday carry stuff. For example, your phone, your wallet, and glasses, and all that kind of stuff. I want to jump into quickly our process, just like a really holistic view of how we develop a product. So excuse my PowerPoint presentation skills. I'm a designer, not a PowerPointer, but just quickly, I just threw this together just to give you an idea of what we are up to. So we start off with the idea naturally, and then we do a bit of market research. We just find out what's on the market and what people are looking for. We look through the comments and try and find out what people, like nags that people have, or like people that what they want, what they don't want, what they like, what they don't like, and we kind of like formulate that together. So then from that point, I make some quick sketches, which I'll show you in a minute, and then we use those sketches to ask for feedback in videos like this one, and that's here. Once we get that feedback, we list that all down, and I make more 2D sketches. This is with Illustrator or kind of like a 2D program, just so we can start formulating this product with the right sizes and all the buckles and one-to-one scaling and all this kind of stuff. Then we throw that back into the community, and it gives the community a bit more of an idea of actually what it is. So some people don't actually understand what sketches, like how they can't fathom what it looks like in real life with sketches. So these 2D drawings do help. After that, we jump into 3D drawings, which is just essentially just scale models, just so we can get the volume correct, we can get all the buckles in the right place, and we can get an idea of, we can kind of like finalize the shape and all that kind of good stuff. Make sure parts don't collide with each other. From that, I make like cardboard models. I've probably seen that in a couple of other videos, really rough cardboard models for volume, so I can actually fit that to the bike and test it as well. So I actually put it on the bike and go riding with it. I'll show you a video in a second. Then I show that to the community again. So that's like third or fourth time I've asked the community, like the Lone Rider community, the riders, what they want, what they think, and that we just keep improving every video. Every time I ask for feedback, we take that on board, make the changes, and then move on. So after that, of course I update the drawings and stuff like that, and we send it to the sample master, and he'll build it out. So in this case, we build it out because we're going to make tooling for it, which is so we can weld it together. So in this case, we actually start tooling at this stage, even in the first stages. So you can see this is an actual mini tank bag here, and this is actual prototype. You can see it's completely different, wrong fabric. It's completely everything. It doesn't matter. It's just to get the concept from my head over to the sample master and get a product back from it. I don't actually touch this product. We normally just take first round photos, and I look at it. I make the changes. I'll show you that in a second, and then they make V2. Normally once I get V2 back, I go out and test it again, and I make a video about it again, and we get sampled like 2 to 3 to 4 out. And from here, again, we ask for the community feedback, and I do a lot of testing. Then again, community feedback, and then another. We just keep circling this loop around and around, making samples, asking the community, and making more samples until it's perfect. And from that point, we make a golden sample, which is essentially the product that goes into manufacture. So basically that's the product that's on the production floor that people look at to make sure, okay, we need to put these buckles here, we need to do this stitching like this, we have to do these colors, this material, and all that kind of stuff. So how we gather feedback, mostly through videos and email. So in the description, sign up to the email list, and we will send out questionnaires and stuff like this and try and find out what you want if you're interested in that. And I get up to about 100 emails every time or minimum 100 emails, and I reply to every one of them. I read every one of them as well. I do my best to reply. It takes a couple of days, but I do get round to them. And we also look through the comments of the videos, and like see what people are actually saying, because they're really good info in those comment section. And we also send out questionnaires and Google Forms and stuff like this. Do you want A? Do you want B? Do you want A, C or D? Example. Do you want this color or this color? Yeah, so this is quick sketches that I send out, basic sketches. And then we go into kind of like the 2D illustrated drawings. And again, this is just basically for volume, and I point out all the positions, what's what. I take photos of, for example, things that relate to the product, and I put them on there with the actual photos of all the hardware and all that kind of good stuff. So after that, we get models done, actual prototypes made, and as you can see, that these are really raw concepts. They are rough, and but they're working. They work just to get an idea of the shapes, see what's not working. Often things just you can't foresee some issues, so it's best just to make a sample and try and fit it and make it work. So as you can see on the right side here, there's blue. There's just random fabric that we had lying around. We just weld it together, sew it really roughly, just to V1, very basic. And after that, I send back the changes, and if you can see here, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rudimentary. I do update the nice designy 2D drawings, but essentially the idea here is just to get other people to understand what you're talking about. So that's why it's so bright, and so we're really pointing out all the individual parts, because the process takes a while. So if I send this off and we get the sample master to make a new sample, or I make a new sample, then the loop is long. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to make a sample. Then it's a shipping time, so all up it could be over a month and a half. So if you have to do that over and over and over, it can end up to be quickly a year. So that's why it's just so bold. All these points here are very clear and accurate. So then we come up to the final product. I've got it here actually. This is the TallBag Mini. This was the final, and then we've changed it again. So this is like the third or the fourth prototype we've made, and we've tested it as well. It's nice, but it's a bit too small, like lengthwise and height-wise. So we've made some updates to this. Yeah, we tested a lot as well. We test the bag on the bike. We crash test it, obviously. We ride with it. We use it. I use it a lot during the week when I'm riding, or in the weekends going away on trips. I want to really use it a lot to make sure that it is a good product. And we also make a little series, so 10 to 20. We send it out to our network, and they test it for us, and they give us feedback. Most of them are influencers that ride every day. So these guys have really, they ride bikes every day. So they're really into it. It's their passion. So they really understand their bike, their adventure riding, and the day-to-day uses of this product. We use CAD. So I use CAD just to get the volume. If you look on the left side here, it's V1. This is the one that I just showed you. This is this one here, V1. And we've made the upgrade to V2. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger and a little bit flatter. And I also use the 3D programs to estimate the volume. It's pretty accurate. And that's the final product. Okay, it's in 3D. At the moment, I've already sent it off for a sample to be made. This is just 3D screenshots, basically, no rendering or anything like this. So this is what it would look like, and it'll use the same harness as the bigger TallBag as well. So you can use one harness, you can have two harnesses on different bikes and just swap them around. So they're cross compatible. We've also developed like a phone case. We made the phone case here, and what's cool about it is you can actually still take photos through it. So if you really want to take a quick photo, you can smash one out. That's nice. I try and make it as big as possible, so it should fit most phones. The camera lenses are normally at the top. Depends. There's so many different phones, and so what we're doing is we're gonna, this is Velcro on this side. This will be stuck to the top of the TallBag, and this one here will be removable, so you can actually just take the phone off and take it away from the bike quickly, because we don't want it to be fixed on the bike. And also we'll have a charging port at the bottom. No, it's not going to be waterproof. Most phones are waterproof these days, so there's no real need to make this waterproof. It's water resistant, rain resistant, it can splash proof, but yeah, if you're going to put it into water, it's going to get in there. But there's a reason for that. We don't need it. It doesn't need to be. If you look on the right side, you can see the cable coming in from the bottom, yeah, and the camera lens at the top here. So yeah, that's it. That's the TallBag Mini. This is the last version of it. It's going to be shorter and a bit wider, so it fits fits bikes better, and you can put most of your objects inside it. It's optimized. It's going to have a water resistant zipper. It's going to be waterproof, so you can put It can rain on it and stuff like this, and it won't get wet. Inside it is going to be red. Open it up. It's going to be red with lots of pockets around the inside. There's not much room in here, so we're going to keep it simple. And I will create an update in a couple of weeks when we get the sample back, and we'll do some testing. And so let me know what you think in the comments, if we've forgotten anything, or you think something's missing, and we will have a look into it. It's in the final stages, so it'll be good to nail this right now. So if you have any ideas, now's the time. Thanks a lot. Make sure you subscribe to the email list in the description below, and I'll catch you soon.